everyone. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my thoughts and takeaways from launching my first ever coaching program. This has been a long time coming. I actually created the program when I was in a coaching program this time last year, and I'm finally getting out of my own way and actually launching my program. So I actually launched it a few weeks ago, and I can definitely say even though I didn't get the results that I wanted, I did get results anyway. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I finally decided to do it and my takeaways from it and highlights that I found valuable through the process. But before I get started, I want to introduce myself. My name is Tiffany and I'm an image strategist, and I talk about everything around image for entrepreneurs, planning, and lifestyle here on my channel. So, my takeaway from my coaching program. It was something that I think I had to kind of still wait and work out some few things in my own self and in my own mind about me being capable of actually creating and doing launching a program. Once I started to actually get into it, it started to feel it got a little easier as I went along. But let me take you back a little bit. So last year, shortly after we all had to work from home, I decided to finally work with a business coach. And my business coach is somebody that I've been following for a long time. And I knew she does amazing work. And I said, you know what, one day I'm going to work with her. Now, at first, I was like, well, I was kind of hesitant, but I was like, you know what, I'm just going ahead and do it. From that, I created my program, and even after her 90-day coaching program, I still had not launched it. So it wasn't until about September or October of last year that I finally picked it back up and really started to look at it. Because the one thing that I learned through the past year, last year anyway, was that one, I have a service that people need. Two, it's out there, but maybe not done the way that I do it. And three, with the world going the way that it is, I need to create something for myself in case, God forbid, something happens to my job. And I love my job, so I had to create something else because too, with the future for me, it's like, okay, I need to do something for me. And this is something that I've actually had on my heart since 2012, but it's taken that long to come to pass and do exactly what I want to do. So 3 weeks ago, I actually started and launched my coaching program. I followed the same framework that she gave me. At first, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I need to start over again. But then I realized, Tiffany, you don't need to start over again. You have everything. You have the framework for the program. You have the framework for the launching. Implement it. And that's probably the biggest takeaway that I can definitely say. So if you have a coaching, I don't care what it is. If you have a product or a service that you have on your heart that you want to provide and share with the world, go ahead and do it. If you have found, for me, if you've done all the free stuff, downloaded all the freebies, all the live streams, all the webinars, and they're giving you definite pointers and tips and strategies to use, implement them. If you need a business coach, do it. The biggest thing for me was I never implemented what she provided to me. So after me implementing it, these are my actual takeaways. So takeaway number one, it doesn't have to be perfect. I always thought that it had to be top notch, top of the line. I had to have cameras, ring light, the whole thing. Guess what? It doesn't have to be perfect. All I have is my phone, which I'm recording on now, Facebook page, which I have to go live. I have my program, which I have, and taking it from there, because what I've now that I understand is that one, I can't get better if I don't put it out there. Whether it's me being here on live stream, whether it's me doing a podcast, whether it's my coaching program, I cannot get better at it if I don't implement it, not putting myself out there and not being perfect. It doesn't have to be. The only way it's going to get perfect and get better is if I actually do the work. So as I relaunch it over and over again, and right now I think I'm going to launch it probably another 5 or 6 times this year, it will get better. And as I take on clients, then my program will get better. And that's the only way that it will become perfect in a sense. So number one, it doesn't have to be perfect. Number two, you have to put yourself out there. I'm usually very hesitant about going live, being on live, how I'm going to sound, because I don't necessarily like the way I sound. I'm always fidgeting with the way I look on camera, whether it's how I'm sitting, my hair, you name it. I've made all the excuses. I committed to myself at the beginning of the year to go live on my Facebook page every Monday at 1 o'clock, because one is during my lunchtime and it's something that I can do really quick, 10-15 minutes, hop on, hop off. What I realized is as I started to go live every Monday, I became comfortable with it, which also prepared me for launching my program, because I went live, I think 3 days a week. Yeah, 3 days a week for about 3 weeks. So you have to be comfortable with being on camera. So putting yourself out there, because nobody's going to know that you have a product or service, and they won't know how amazing it is or how amazing you are unless you put yourself out there. So that would be number two. Number three, marketing is a must. And I'll be honest with you, this is probably where I really dropped the ball, but this is a learning process. So marketing is a must. Other than just putting yourself out there and putting yourself, being on camera and things like that, you still have to market yourself. So you have to have a marketing plan, which is something that I will begin to do a little more in the planning stages for the next go round. I will definitely focus for that. And actually I bought another planner to actually help me with marketing. So I'll be able to strategically now begin to implement, when to post on Instagram or live stream, when I post my videos, podcasts, and making sure that you all can find me. Because in order for you to find me, I have to also market myself, which is sort of like putting yourself out there, but learning that. And you would think that because I have a marketing and sales background, that I would be great at this. But see, somebody else was already doing the marketing and sales for the companies. Back when I was in the financial industry, I already had people doing that for me. We had a whole department doing that, but doing it yourself, it is definitely a little bit different. So definitely you want to make sure in marketing, and marketing doesn't mean ads or anything like that. It means just making sure that you post and that you engage and you let yourself be known. So number three, it's marketing is a must. Next, I would say it's a marathon, not a sprint. Sometimes when we see business coaches and we see people that are thriving and doing well in the online space, we think that this happened overnight. This is not going to happen overnight. This is going to take time. This may take 6 months for me. This may take a year. It may take 2 years, but I'm in it for the long haul. And that's what I always have to remind myself as I go through this process over and over again, that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And as I do this more and more, I will actually get better and provide better content. I will probably amaze myself at how well that I do. And I'm not looking at necessarily likes and numbers. I'm looking at how I provide how I come off as if, I want to serve you, and making my program better, making my content better, so that even if somebody comes and finds this video 5 years from now, they're still able to take something away from it. So I would say always make sure it's a marathon, not a sprint. And if you keep that in the forefront of your mind, you will never fail and you will always move forward in what you're doing. So my final thoughts and my final takeaway from this entire first go round of launching. I will say now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a week and I'm going to go over the things that I did well and the things that I didn't do well, and try now to figure out to actually create my cohesive game plan for the next time that I launch, so that I know what can I do better. I know it's marketing and putting myself out there. Is it posting more on Instagram and Facebook? Making sure that I share it with others. Making sure that, I guess you could say, using the right hashtags. But creating my plan so that now I can build upon it. Because what this is that my first step and first time launching a program, I actually just went on ahead and building the foundation. So making sure that that foundation is strong enough so that I can go to the next level or the next phase in the process. You know, even though I didn't gain any clients, even though I did not grow my email list the way that I'd wanted to, but the biggest thing is that I did it. I actually got on camera, provided my content, showed up, even if nobody watched my live streams, even if nobody watches my YouTube video. The fact is that I showed up and I did it. So now I can take that and I can move on to the next step in it. And it can become better, and I can become better. So definitely don't give up. It does take time to get out of your own way, and it's taken me a very long time to get out of my own way. This is something that has been on my heart actually since I relocated to North Carolina 9 years ago. But I didn't know how I was going to do it. And guess what? I am finally here. Now, I don't want you to take as long as I have taken, and it's always better late than never, but I don't want you to take as long as I did. So I want you to learn from me. And the reason why every now and again I will do these videos is because I wish these were around when I was starting out 9 years ago, or even a year ago, or even 2 years ago, you know, to actually talk about the process, to talk about the experience and the process. Yes, we can get tons of ideas on how things to implement things, and how to do this, and what will help you better engagement, or how to create a YouTube channel. But just the real behind the scenes process of launching it, especially for somebody for the first time, and being able to show people growth, plus a great way for me to hold accountability to myself through these videos. So I hope you had and enjoyed today's video. If you have any comments, leave them in the description below. And as always, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.